I'm Clarissa Badini, the singer of Castrator and Vicious Blade, and this is We Go to 11.
Why
don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
So, Clarissa, catch us up to speed on a few things. First of all, Vicious Blade. I know you guys did a couple major festivals, one being out in the Northwest. And then there was I forget the name of that. It was like a metal beer festival. And I think you guys performed Exodus was on the bill. So that was a big deal. So catch us up to speed on that first.
Yeah. We played that, the Decibel Fest, the Beer Metal Fest. And it was like a lot of fun. It was in Philly. The night that we played, Exodus was headlining, and I'm trying to think. It was also Devil Master, Funeral Leech, Sonya, and trying to think of what other band. Oh, Demolition Hammer.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. You can't forget them, right?
Yeah, they were amazing. And it was really fucking sick playing with all of those bands that night. Like, every single one of those bands are awesome and awesome people and thrash legends. So it was one of the best nights of my life. One of the coolest performances that I've ever done. And it meant a lot. And it meant a lot to be playing that festival in particular, because I've gone to it in the past, and I've bought Decibel magazine since I was 15. So it was like a huge honor for me to, play that fest. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. Are you one of those performers that gets stage fright? And was this any different, being that, it's a big deal? Like you said, magazine, you've attended the festival before as a spectator. Now you're going to be hitting the stage. So, what was the level of anxiety when something like that comes your way?
I do get nervous on that level of performing with that many. Well, yeah, it's like the Decibel Fest, and Decibel magazine, and like legendary acts. It feels like a lot of pressure, but I have a lot of experience with working under pressure, and performing under pressure. And I have the ability to turn that nervousness into like action. And fortunately, the way that I sing lets me release all of that energy. So it actually, like, I feel the excitement, but not, it doesn't make me feel scared. It makes me move toward it.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, though, let's say you do feel that some degree of stage fright. How many songs in, or is it just a few seconds in that kind of dissipates? I'm just curious, because I know you said that, the type of singing you do definitely unleashes all that negativity, that you might be feeling. And sometimes, anxiety isn't necessarily a negative thing, because it allows you to power through.
Exactly. That's what it's for. And that's, in terms of performing, that's what it has been for me. And, I've also trained in combative sports, like, since I was like 23, and I'm used to like having to fight someone in front of people, and having that experience and applying it to performing. That also, it makes me feel like I move toward it. I don't like curl up in a ball. I attack. And probably after the first song, that feeling reaches a plateau, and I'm like, okay, we're doing this.
Cool.
Sometimes, like, in between songs, I'll be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
well, I'm here. Like, I'll have that
Right.
third person, like,
Yeah. Ah, geez.
perspective of
Yeah.
everything. I'm just like,
Cool.
fuck, what the fuck? It's exciting. I love it. I live for it. It's my
Nice.
favorite thing in the world. Yeah.
And you also said the combative sports. Like I'm thinking, what got you into that? And that has to be something where you've sustained some level of injuries, even if it's just in good fun, right? Like practice and stuff.
Oh my God. Sparring, getting kicked in the liver sucks. Getting punched in the nose sucks. But it's fun. I have always been an adrenaline junkie
Mm-hmm.
ever since I was little. I love going to amusement parks and like riding the biggest roller coaster, the scariest one that there was in the park, with my dad. And yeah, I love that feeling. I love that rush. I love that adrenaline rush. That's a huge reason why I got into extreme music. And, combative sports is the obvious, like,
They kind of go together, don't they?
Like, obvious. It's like, of course I'm into that,
I mean, they go together, right? It's like you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to see somebody that's into opera being into that kind of thing, right?
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
more than likely.
Exactly. And, it's also a very healthy thing. It teaches you a lot of discipline. And yeah, it's great. So it's just, a lot of my hobbies are very, uh, it's like, yeah, it's like that, very active. I'm a very active person. So, yeah, coping with stage fright is something that, I'm just really used to. I know I have my coping skills essentially, and I just, like I said, I'm very, yeah, I'm just like, I'm gonna go towards it. I'm not gonna like curl up in a ball and hide. I like the thrill of performing. I've also, like, when I was a little kid, my mom put me and my sister in dancing, and I performed on a big stage in front of people since I was like 4. So I like it wasn't singing metal, but it definitely desensitized me to performing in front of people in a way that it desensitized my fear. It
Right.
made me like very comfortable, and yeah, I'm just used to it. Yeah.
So I'm guessing just performing at a grade school program probably was no sweat for you, right? I mean, at that point, it's just like this is nothing compared to being in a dance recital at 4 years old or something in front of a bunch of adults.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm very used to being in front of a lot of people on a stage.
Yeah.
So whenever I started singing in bands, I just didn't really have that fear that maybe most people would have to learn to overcome. I was just very in my element, and it isn't my element. It's what I love to do. It's something I discovered on my own. It's who I am. It was never a fad or a trend for me. It's like 100% who I am and what I love doing,
Right.
so.
Right. Speaking of I mean, we're going all over the place. We should be talking music, but we will. We'll get the
We'll get back on
Castrator in a
track.
minute. Out of curiosity, I mean, has anything like this happened to you? Because it has happened to me on occasion when I bump into people. In my case, I think a lot of people that I'm friends with, there's a lot like-minded type of things. Like a lot of times we're in a lot of the same music and stuff like that. But occasionally I run into people that I don't know, that I grew up with. Yeah. And part of it is he's wearing an Anthrax. Are you still into them? For them, it was a phase, right? But
Right.
have you ever run into that where you run into people that maybe you grew up with and you're like, yeah, I'm still into it and I still
all
like
the
it.
time. Usually whenever I run into people that I've grown up with or, went to school with and haven't seen in a long time, usually what I get is, you look the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I do. Like, I always wore
Mhm.
band shirts and,
Mhm.
you know, yeah, I didn't really, I've just always been into what I've been into
Right.
and it changed. Uh, I've never changed my identity, and so for people listening, they're like, oh, yeah, it makes sense. You look the same.
Right. Right.
So that's usually what I get. And, I know my parents are probably hoping that it was a phase, but
Yeah.
I think they learned that, oh, okay, this is this is just what she's into.
Now, what out of curiosity, like what was because I imagine this probably happened with yourself, but at what age did you attend your first concert and did you have to drag either mom or dad to it?
Um, I I think I was 13 when I went to my first concert, and I can't remember the name of the band, but I
Hmm.
do remember it was some like deathcore band because that was what was popular around the time. And I had gone with a friend who was really into that band and can't remember their name because I wasn't really into them.
Right.
I never got into the deathcore
Hmm.
or whatever was going on around that time. I always loved like the OG stuff, like the originators of death metal and like extreme metal. Like I love Slayer,
Yeah.
Carcass, Death, like Vader, like those
Yeah.
types of bands. Like, um, but I had to like obviously listen to the other stuff to figure out what I liked. Um, and I definitely knew pretty earlier on that, and I was like, yeah, like, I'll try to listen to these deathcore bands because that's what's popular, but
Sure.
this isn't really my
Not your
definition.
thing.
Ever
Yeah.
like, yeah, it was, like, not my cup of tea, you know? But
Yeah.
I went to this concert and her dad came with us, and I remember I was, like, about to go in the mosh pit because I was like, "Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, like, I wanna go do that." And, I just remember looking back at her dad, and her dad was just standing there like, "Thanks, fuck you."
Yeah. Right.
And then he
That was you pre-fighter.
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I think all those bands you mentioned earlier, I mean, Slayer, Carcass, Vader, I mean, it's like you can't go wrong with those bands, really.
No,
I
of
mean,
course, they're the originators, and they are and, they're the best. You can't top them.
yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
So let's creep into the castrator world now because you've been part of the band for how long at this point?
Hmm. I think I joined in 2021. I think it was, like, August of 2021. So 4 years?
Yeah, so about
Yeah.
4 years, and you guys have a new record,
Yeah.
Coronation of the Grotesque, and what artwork! I mean, come
No,
on, that
I
looks good on
know.
a T-shirt.
I know, it does. The T-shirts that we got printed, from Pyre Press here in Pittsburgh, the artwork, it looks so good. They did a really good job of printing the shirts, and yeah, it looks great. I mean, it looks like something straight out of Hellraiser. Like,
Oh
that's,
yeah.
like, immediately what I thought when I saw it. Um, yeah, I'm really, really stoked on it. Uh-huh.
So with this particular record, because I know you're balancing a couple things, couple bands here.
Yeah.
How long was this kind of in the works? Because I mean, obviously it was probably a little bit of stop and go because of the various other things that you're a part of, and
Yeah,
obviously you need to put your 2 cents into the thing and put your
mhm,
stamp on it. But give us a
exactly.
little kind of backstory on the
Yeah.
record and how it came together.
Sure. So, basically, after Castrator wrapped up our tour with, Cattle Decapitation, Immolation, Sanguisuga Bog, um, which was, like, maybe 2 years ago at this point. Yeah, it was, like, 2020 23, I think,
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
something like that. Um, we wrapped up that tour. Uh, Robin and Carolina basically went into writing mode and just started coming up with riff and started sending, me and Sarah, who had also became an official, the official guitar player, official member. And, they were just sending us like scratch tracks in Dropbox, and we would listen to them. And then, then we were thinking up like the album title, like collectively trying to come up with the album title. I mean, Robin and Carolina had all the lyrics done, and we were like getting the lyrics sent to us. So, shortly after that, I just remember like going in, recording, and I knew what I wanted to contribute this time. I knew that I definitely wanted to push and like go in a bigger, more brutal direction than what I had done prior, because I wasn't really happy with my vocals on the first album. It was pretty rushed on my part.
Oh, okay.
They were like, we just need vocals on this album, and I joined, so I wanted to make sure I got it done. But in the midst of me recording, I was also like moving, and I just started a new job, and I was working like 12-hour days, going from work straight into recording. At that time, I was active with Vicious Blade, and I was trying to adjust my vocal style to fit this more like thrash crossover style. So I hadn't done, or like I hadn't recorded any like death metal style vocals at that point in a really long time. So it was like definitely an introduction and a reintroduction for myself, like stepping into this like death metal atmosphere. And so I knew, and on this album, I was like, I definitely want to do a better job than what I did before on the first album. I wanted to sound more brutal. I want to challenge myself. And, once I was listening to all the scratch tracks, I was hearing a lot of like Morbid Angel, like Steve Tucker type vocals, like from, Formula's Fatal to the Flesh and Gateways to Annihilation, and like that type of stuff. Like that's what I was hearing. So I just did it, and I was really, really happy with the result. And like Sarah had recorded her parts, and like she put her artistic spin and her touch on everything, and like her leads and her melodies. It definitely like gives it that melodic aspect of death metal, like like all of the Death albums, and like Morbid Angel, because Morbid Angel would throw in some of those things too. And I'm really, really proud of it. I'm really proud of the result. I'm really happy with what we did.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I again, how, going back to the first record, I mean, once it's said and done, obviously you had a deadline, you were in a pinch, you had all these other things that you were juggling. I guess what the reaction once you heard the finished product, I mean, thinking back now, I mean, were you really critical of it on yourself, at least? Because it sounded like you weren't, super satisfied with the effort. I mean, I'm sure you enjoyed the end product, but it was probably a little less gratifying, the fact that you were on a kind of in a pinch, right, to get it done.
Oh, totally. I mean, it's just like, I'm like okay with it. Like it's passing.
Yeah.
Still, when I listen to the songs, especially after listening to what I did on this last album, like I go back and listen to the first album, I'm like, ugh.
Okay. But it does, I mean, I think, from an outsider's perspective, it does have like this display of growth vocally, right? Because then you can take that album and then go, not use this as an example, not that, don't shame me for this, but if you listen to the first Skid Row album, is
Yeah.
really polished melodic, and then you do
Right.
Slave to the Grind, and it's like, holy shit, what happened to this guy? All of a sudden, he's got this grit and
Yeah.
this kind of in your face
Slave
kind
to
of
the Grind, like, that rules. Like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that Skid Row is awesome, but I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Like a lot of
like there's
bands
that
have
progression. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But then
Uh-huh.
again, I think you have to be prepared as well, because I think oftentimes then you have the fans that's like, well, I really like the first record, and like they've experienced as well. There
I
are those
know.
fans of that debut record, and there's going to be fans of the Castrator first record that you did with them. So
Right. Yeah, no, a lot of people say that. They'll be like, "I love the first album." And I get that compliment a lot, and I'm always like, on the inside, I'm like, "Really?"
yeah, okay,
Like,
yeah,
but I know what you mean. Yeah, like it's definitely it means a lot, and that is the positive, like,
right,
take on it, is that there
sure,
is a lot of growth, and I am very proud of the growth, and like in all the experience that I had while touring, like it definitely shows, and I'm very proud of, and I
hmm
do feel really accomplished in that sense for sure.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I really like the concept video. Holy shit. It's just kind of
Yeah.
like, oh my God. So
Yeah.
take us into that. Like, whose concept was it? Was it the band's or somebody within the band or
It
the
was
director?
it was all Robin and Carolina, and and Robin's biggest thing was she wanted a confessional booth scene. Like she wanted
Yep.
it to happen.
hmm
And
Yeah.
my boyfriend actually played the priest in the video.
Okay.
And and he like we were like, should we build a confessional booth? Like, are we gonna have to like build this prop? And it just like didn't seem worth it to like build this whole thing for
Right.
this one scene. Uh so we did use our movie magic skills and our
Oh, okay.
creative DIY skills, and just use like a printing screen that was like laying around and shot through that. Um I just remember that being like a big thing. Like Robin was very adamant about this
Right.
big scene. We're like, okay, Robin, we'll make it
So
happen.
that was a priority that needed to happen.
It was just like it was like going to be really tricky, like bringing all of these like pieces of wood and trying to like
Mhm.
assemble it in this like very DIY space, that we kind of just like threw everything together. But yeah, the concept was just to like make it look like a church, and you know do that sort of thing. Have like
Right.
images of like the church and like a creepy priest, and like because that's like what the song is about. Pervert priests, pedophile priests.
Yeah.
And but whenever like that concept was initially like brought to the table, in my head, I'm like thinking about like Morbid Angel, God of Emptiness, like that video.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so whenever I had to shoot like the up close like scene, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give my best David Vincent
Oh,
like moments
Yeah.
in this video. Because in that video, he is great, and the God of
Right.
Emptiness, he really sells it,
Mhm.
So I'm like, I have to give my best Dave Vincent here.
Yes. Right. So, and that's for the video for Covenant of Deceit. So we're gonna point that
Yes.
out. But you also did like a lyric video, which again, I mean, it's cool to have. I think in this day and age, it's kind of one of those things that you could do relatively quick on the fly and get the word out that there's an album out.
Mhm.
Fragments of Defiance, is the lyric video. Is there going to be another concept video? Because oh my God, like I said, with that Covenant of
I know.
Deceit video, it's like holy shit.
It was fun. It was fun to do. Videos are always fun to shoot, and like,
hmm
I would absolutely love that. I think we're just gonna stick to like more simple videos for the meantime.
Yeah.
Like we're just gonna do a little bit more like either live or play
That'd be
for
cool.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, yeah, I really wish we would play around with like more theatrical type of stuff, maybe in the future,
Sure.
but I don't think that will happen this time around. Maybe later down the road for sure,
Right.
Mhm.
Out of curiosity, have you ever been in a confessional?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying
Um,
because I grew up Catholic and I remember
Unfortunately,
having,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I unfortunately grew up Catholic and
unfortunately, I always say I'm a Reformed Catholic myself, but
I unfortunately grew up with that religion forced on me.
Uh-huh.
Especially, about my dad's side of the family,
Mhm.
like they're all like Italian immigrants.
Oh, yeah.
So that it's really ingrained in the culture.
Sure.
So it's like you have to do this. Uh yeah, it's weird as fuck. And it makes you feel silly. Even as a kid, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why am I trying to sync up and like come up with things that like I didn't even do just for you to tell me to do like 5 Hail Marys? Like,
Right.
even as a child, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is fucking stupid.
Well, I remember having similar thoughts myself. It's like, what are we
Yeah.
going to talk about? I mean, I don't remember. I mean, it's
Just
just
like,
everyday
why?
kid stuff. I think one of the things that I once said, and this is the God honest truth, is I think I said, yeah, I have a classmate that kind of looks like Yoda. And the priest was like, what's Yoda? And it was like, oh, he doesn't even know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
it's like, oh, you don't even know
Yeah. So
what I'm
it's like,
talking about? Why am I here? I know, it's
so
so
it was weird.
irrelevant. Yeah, and it's super weird to try to like force a child to
Mhm.
like feel guilty or feel bad about something. Not to mention, the confessional booth smells like old wood smells.
Yeah, it's got
Like,
that weird smell to it, and it's like,
yeah,
and
no,
it's like
that,
the
like, weird,
fabric and everything on the little deal. I mean, everything
yeah,
has that weird
it's like a
smell to it.
like a pissy smell.
Is it embalming fluid? I don't know.
Gross.
It
Yeah,
has a
it's like
weird smell to
really
it.
fucking disgusting.
Yeah. Oh boy.
That's my experience,
Oh,
everyone.
there we go. This thing is kind of derailed into an anti-Catholic talk now, but no, I mean, okay, we got a couple videos, we got the record out. What's the game plan? Because again, going back to the juggling a couple different bands, I mean, I'm sure the coordination has to be in
Yes.
lines for you to allow you to do both things at the same time. But what's kind of the game plan with Castrator in terms of any live performances and stuff from here going forward? I mean, we're already kind of at the tail end of summer, so I don't know what that looks like for you guys at the moment.
Yeah, so we do have some things coming up. I can't really, nothing has been released, so I can't really like say too much,
Mhm.
but we definitely have stuff coming up this fall and this winter.
Oh.
We're confirmed to play that Decibel Fest in Denver, which is going to be really exciting.
Oh.
We play the same night as Blood Incantations.
Okay.
So, and I think that's a Friday night. And I'm really sorry. My mind is drawing a blank.
Yeah.
The rest of the lineup, but
Mhm.
Blood and Can I know is the headliners. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that. And Denver's awesome, really cool city. So that's going to be exciting. So yeah, we'll be busy around that for sure.
Okay.
And we want to continue to tour. We really want to go to Europe.
Yeah.
We really want to get more international dates. So hit us up.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Now, but I know in addition to that festival you were talking about, it sounds like there's some kind of North American states kind of thing in the works, is what you're saying. You just
Yes.
can't say what it is.
Yes,
Mm.
exactly. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So
Oh,
we'll be out there.
Okay, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hoping there's some Northwest stuff on there because I'd love to catch up with you guys and catch a show. And same with Vicious Blade. I mean, there was some kind of a thing I think I had going on that weekend. There was some great
Oh,
bands
bummer.
on that Northwest
Yeah.
festival. I was like, holy
Oh,
shit! I
oh,
had a
yeah.
couple friends that were there, so it'd be a no-brainer to go. But
Yeah.
it's kind
Oh,
of
it
a
was.
conflicting thing. But
Yeah, it was a blast. It was a lot of fun, and it was really cool getting to play that festival again. And I love Seattle.
right.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Uh, yeah, with either Vicious Blade or Castrator, would love to come up that way,
Mhm.
and regardless. So,
Yeah, I think, yeah,
um,
definitely. I mean, I
yeah,
know there's a market for it. It kind of
Mhm.
all comes down to promoters, though, right? I mean,
Exactly.
that's kind of the deal. Yeah,
Yeah, and promoters, booking agents, all that stuff, all that
yeah,
fun stuff.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know if we missed anything. I think there is one thing I wanted to ask you about. As I don't know. First, I'll let you go and see if we missed anything. I don't know if there's anything else you want to plug, but I definitely check out Castrator. Catch the video for Covenant of Deceit, and if you like it, definitely go get Coronation of the Grotesque because I can
Yeah.
attest it's a fucking heavy record and I love it.
Yeah, we're really, really stoked on it. And yeah, just go buy the album if you dig it, if you dig what you're hearing. Yeah, come check us out whenever we play live, and yeah, go support the album.
Yeah. So last thing I was going to ask you, I mean, this is going to be for We Go to 11, which it has that kind of Spinal Tappy thing. Have you seen that there's going to be a sequel for Spinal Tap? It's a sequel to Spinal Tap. So it's going to be them as elderly gentlemen who hate each other but need to get back together, I guess, for the money and do one last run. I was almost thinking it was going to be titled Motley Crue, but it's not. So I don't know. I mean, do you have any interest in seeing that? I'm just curious. I don't know whether you've seen the trailer. I don't know.
I haven't seen the trailer yet. I will make my judgment based on the trailer.
I did too.
I get the feel of like how it's gonna go.
Yeah. So
And then yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll let a few people see it first and then ask their opinion. And
that's
then,
probably not a bad idea. I mean, I'm thinking
yeah,
about that myself, I was like, how are they going to top the first one? I mean, it's kind of tough to top it.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty risky.
Yeah. Last question. And this has to do kind of like the differences between pros and cons of having being the female fronting a band with all males, and
Yes.
pros and cons of being in a female band. I mean, I don't know if there is. Maybe you love both. I mean, but there's got to be some level of differences and stuff like that. I mean, I often say that having dealt with parenting kids, I mean, I think parenting boys was always easier because they'd sock each other in the face and then they'd get over it. Where I think with girls, they would have some level of resentment, and that's kind of psychological warfare. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
so
like,
I don't know.
secretive.
Yeah.
We're quiet. I just think, in my experience between both bands that I'm in, the only difference really is that seriously, like the only difference that I've experienced is that like, uh, getting changed or like sleeping arrangements isn't as like awkward whenever you're with your,
Sure.
group of ladies. Obviously, like when I'm with my like dude homies, like in Vicious Blade, like I can't, it's like a little bit weird for that, like, but it doesn't have to be. Like, I'm not saying that like could be a universal thing, like whatever anybody's comfortable with, but that's just like how I am in my experience. But that's like literally it. Like, but usually if I'm getting changed, I'll be in the van and be like, yo guys, like I'm getting changed,
Sure.
like come in here.
Right.
But that's about it. Like it's just like personal
Yeah.
privacy, maybe.
Sure. That's it.
Yeah, I don't really like. It's about it.
Yeah.
Really.
That's
I don't.
that's fair.
I can attest there is not really much of a difference.
Cool. Right. Hey, Clarissa. So thanks so much. It was good to chat.
you.
I mean, we talked a little bit about Vicious Blade, we have festival appearances, a little bit of concept video leading into Catholic talk, leading into, this and that and the other, some of your, other interests, and then also a little bit about Spinal Tap and then all this other stuff. So sounds like there's going to be a lot of cool stuff happening with you and Castrator and probably Vicious Blade as well coming up here in the near future. So I look forward to that because
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much. This was a blast.
you.
I enjoyed chatting with you. It's really laid back, chill, and can't wait to see a live gig. I mean, that's the one thing I'm looking forward to. So fantastic. Thanks so much.